Yo, 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 yo. Yo. Yo, 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 yo. Yo. Yo, 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 yo. Okay, y'all can hear me, but y'all can't hear the music. Okay, y'all can hear me, but y'all can't hear the music. Okay, y'all can hear me, but y'all can't hear the music. Sky High 14 was good. I'm trying to figure out why y'all can't hear the music. Sky High 14 was good. Oh, that's just me playing it. I'm playing it on my phone. Hello? Y'all can't hear the music that's playing in the background. It's weird that y'all can't hear the music, and I don't know what that loud ass sound is. A fucking woo, that loud ass noise. I don't know where that's coming from. Hold on, I gotta figure this out.
Trap card the fucking mixtape, bitch.
There we go.
Hey, trap card the mixtape, bitch.
Alright, I'll be back in 2 minutes. 2
Hey,
minutes.
fuck
I'll
your
be back
trade
in 2
binder.
minutes.
I be at your logo selling dope there. Selling white and I ain't talking ghost rares. Trying to do me, but I really don't care. You a bitch in disguise like Blair. I got 4 shooters repping different colors, scapegoat. Soldier with a cannon, so you know I got a bank close. Call your bitch my skull servant, give it when I say so. Keep your prize card because the money what I came for. Settle Kaba, I don't fight fair. All these haters looking like a white mare. I discard one like a nightmare. Send them to the stars in the night air. Noble man, cross you out when the chopper out. You watch your mouth, the monster's out. You just a fucking clown, bitch. I'ma call you Soggy. Wait, I'm committing homie. I'm finna catch a body. Pass the shit to Yami. He passed his shit to Yami. You'll get a misty body. The MCO 40 on me. I need another copy. Attacking through your back row, ain't nobody gon' stop me. Double barrel, close range, get shot with a shotty. Chopper full of ball heads, I call it Cap G. Chopper full of ball heads, I call it Cap G. Yeah, I got the guns, I'm drawing more than Max C. Yeah, I got the guns, I'm drawing more than Max C. Hey, deck box with a gun inside, ain't no ban list if you wanna die. I go Elmo with a butterfly, free my niggas out the chain links. Everybody with a net deck, that's why every deck is the same thing. Yo, bitch is on my dick, she keep coming back like a phalanx. Bah, hold up, wait, Yugi, hey, what? Mama, hey, shout my nigga John Moore, bro, that's the fucking homie. Hey, what?
Yeah, what up, son?
I got all the millennium items, nigga. What? I got some shit you ain't never heard of, man. Never heard of this shit that I got, bro. What? Hold up. Hey, trap card the flitter mixtape.
You know the fucking beats, your boy Patty Trills, aka Young Shadow Kaiba Flexodia. Got your bitch face down like a defense position monster. Bring y'all trap card the mixtape too. Y'all ain't ready for this.
Joey, Millennium Rolly. Shout my nigga Joey, Millennium Rolly. Kaiba see me out, he tryna act like he don't know me. There can only be one, and bitch, I am the one and only. Okay. Shout my nigga Joey, Millennium Rolly. Shout my nigga Joey, Millennium Rolly. Kaiba see me out, he tryna act like he don't know me. There can only be one, and bitch, I am the one and only. Hey, I stay on level
level 10 a lot like I was playing trains. Okay, tell that nigga you say he could stay up in his lane. Okay, I keep a machine with me, it's like my name was Zane. You ain't finna eat with us, you never shared the pain. Hey, I need my respect. Millennium puzzle, got it chillin' around my neck. All my niggas with me like it's Neo Spatial Next. Do it for the face downs, I do it for my set. Yeah. Hey, token getting bread. I get called by the grave, so I talk to the dead. Joey got the weed, so that's why my eyes red. Now I'm on another level, I don't know what you said. If my nigga misplay shit, I'ma let him be. Got a bad bitch, ass curved like the letter C. Got my niggas in the back, nah, I won't let them see. You'll just see all black, my nigga Serenity. Hey, shout my nigga Joey, Millennium Rolly. Shout my nigga Joey, Millennium Rolly. Abba doobie dabby doobie dabby doobie dobie dabby doobie dabby doobie.
Look, under all this pressure while I slowly sip. Chippy guarded treasure, how she blowing on me, homie shit. Bitch, you cannot see me like I'm Cena and you Joey Sis. Spark man, put bolts in your face, David Bowie grit. Hey, look, I just cop Grandopolis and put it in my chain. That's a dual link. I'ma put that vibe up to your brain. What you fools think? Been a G, my decklist vibe insane. Let them know, O's I'm copping fire. Starship spy plane. Hey, Billy break flow, master samurai. Kageki chop it up and leave a motherfucker paralyzed. 8 designers on me, wall shadow, 8 pairs of eyes. Millennium rolly, they staring when I'm wearing mine. We up on the yacht, that's the carrier roid. Flex Neo Spatial, y'all cheat, y'all can carry your roids. I rush ahead with desperation, might be reckless, I'm preparing to avoid. Got no star trips in your gloves and steer away from the boys. Man, we only getting cake and that be just desserts. And you can trust experts that would go this hard. Stacking up them dead faces like a blue graveyard. Got a big shield for a hater, guard and a safeguard, bitch.
Yo. What's good, YouTube? It's your boy. Yeah, me. Hold on. Can you see me? What's good? It's your boy Token Black. You feel me? AKA Don Deluge. I make sure everybody eats. You feel me? There's a lot of stuff going on in Yu-Gi-Oh! That we're going to talk about. The first thing we're going to talk about, though, is Yu-Gi-Oh! Full art cards. So I think this is the podcast, the third podcast. Let me make sure. Let me make sure what number podcast this is. Shout out you, the executive producer, y'all. Appreciate y'all hitting that like button. TikTok, YouTube, I appreciate y'all. Yeah, I did a full podcast with the homie Mark too. Full podcast. We're gonna be podcasting again tonight, actually. Well, we're not gonna be podcasting tonight, but we'll be doing a player analysis video for his Cannon Soldier deck. He plays Cannon Soldier heavy, so we're gonna be doing a podcast for that, or a player analysis for that. So the player analysis video will be on YouTube. But we're gonna talk about full art cards. We're gonna talk about the state of Yu-Gi-Oh! Right now. Is there anything else that y'all, any ideas or anything y'all got that needs to be talked about in Yu-Gi-Oh! Right now? Usually in these situations, I go and search Zodiac. Okay, keep me updated, bro. I'm messaging Mark right now. But let me check Zodiac. Make sure there's nothing that needs to be talked about. I want to talk about the state of Genesis right now as well. Definitely, we're gonna talk about the state of Genesis format right now, because Genesis, Genesis is kind of, I mean, I'm gonna record the video, but I'm gonna have it up. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm gonna watch Nim Nim's retro video. Oh, that'll be a good video. That'll be a good video for sure. But let's get into this podcast real quick, man. Let me change to the podcast music. Trap Card 2. Trap Card 2. Trap Card 3 is in the works. We got music that lets us know it's podcast time. You dig? What's the name of that fucking song? Here it is. You dig me? Alright, so while we're talking about this, I'm gonna show y'all a couple of games of me either winning or losing, honestly. Oh, that's not what I want. I want the dual records. Have I been losing a lot? Let's see. Okay, I got some dubs, you feel me? Got some dubs, got some L's. I don't go into rated, so my rating, like, I'll lose games because I'll quit the game if it's getting ridiculous or just, you know what I mean, they're not really talking about nothing, or they do some stupid ruling, they try to force some stupid ruling that doesn't make sense. I'm out of there. So, alright, but let's get into it. We're going to talk about full art cards first. Then we're going to talk about the state of Genesis format right now. And then we'll end by talking about the different Dimension Tournament series. So rock with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to put a Genesis game on in the background. Actually, no. We're going to watch High Level Go format. Alright, let's get this podcast going. I might need a guest up here. Sky High, what's good with you, yo? Alright. This is what I'm worried about. The camera. I gotta be up here so the camera will be as light as possible. What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Token Black, aka Don Zalug. I make sure everybody eats. And today we got another episode of the Different Dimension podcast. Clap it up. Clap it up. Different Dimension podcast number 3. And there are some changes that have happened in Yu-Gi-Oh! Since the last time we talked. So the last time we talked, as far as podcast goes, Genesis format had just came out. So we're gonna talk about the state of Genesis format now, and then talk about the state of Yu-Gi-Oh! In general. A lot of people talk about where Yu-Gi-Oh! Is compared to other games. I want to talk about where it is compared to itself and why people might feel the way they feel about the game. We'll talk about full art cards as well. Yu-Gi-Oh! Just announced full art cards, so we'll spend some time with that. And then I'll give you the latest updates for the Different Dimension Tournament series. Whether you're on TikTok or YouTube, you've probably heard me talk about the Different Dimension Tournament Series in some capacity. So we'll end the podcast by talking about that. But first, I want to talk about full art cards. Different Dimension Podcast, episode 3. Full art cards have been announced for Yu-Gi-Oh! Right? I don't have the picture in front of me, but what I saw on Instagram was full art cards for Flame Swordsman, Blue Eyes, those legacy type of cards. And my question that I asked on TikTok was, what do we think that this is going to do to the secondary market? And I've got a couple different thoughts from people. People think that this is an invitation for scalpers to come to the game. Some people are happy that it's happened, and some people are skeptical because it's taken so long. I have been playing this game since the beginning, so since Legend of Blue Eyes. So you gotta think, that's a very long time studying Konami as a company and their habits of what they do. That's if you compare it to other games. And I said this in a video. You compare it to Pokemon. Pokemon has been doing full art cards for a very long time and has seen success in providing their player base full art cards. Now keep this in mind too. We're in October. The OCG is going to get this in February, which means TCG players won't get it until next summer sometime. And maybe the timing was strategic, where OCG is going to get it, TCG will be able to look at it, and then TCG will be able to hype us getting it. But from when it's coming out, I don't really understand the timing. Don't really like the timing of how this is being announced. But what I was saying before was, I've studied Konami and their habits for a while. Konami, as far as Yu-Gi-Oh goes, has been behind for a very long time. Yu-Gi-Oh is always behind when it comes to moving the game forward at the pace in which they do it. So this coming out now, I'm not surprised at, because they've always been behind. So, yeah, I mean, it's not really like, I don't let me say this. The fact that full art cards are happening is good for the game. I don't really know where I'm at as far as what it's going to do to the secondary market yet, because this is completely new for Yu-Gi-Oh! Completely new. This isn't just, this isn't just like a new rarity This is a completely new addition to what Konami has been doing with Yu-Gi-Oh! Whereas a lot of people have recently been talking about the game is dying, it seems like Konami is using their resources to at least try to push the game in a better light. Product-wise and actual card game-wise. So I think it'll do what it's supposed to do. You know what I mean? I don't think the scalping thing will happen as bad as I've seen it in Pokemon. I think there will be some instances of it because the collectors are going to try to get to it, and then the new players that are all about just making money in Yu-Gi-Oh! And your average backpack vendor is going to get these cards and try to up them because, one, this is it's just a new thing. There's always going to be some chaos when something is new. So I think there will be some chaos in the beginning. It'll even itself out, but that time frame is unknown because it's so new. So the players that have been watching and understand Konami and what they've done, or what they have done for the longest, this isn't surprising. But for the younger generation of Yu-Gi-Oh! Players, they're looking at this as a money thing. Which it makes sense because of what the younger generation is being brought up on. The ability to spot something and flip it. So I think full art cards are going to be, I don't want to say just another thing because the full art cards are new, but I mean, okay, we got full art cards. It's in the summer of 2026. All right. You know. And that part is also why I don't understand the announcing it now. That's where I don't understand that. It seems like they're trying to stay relevant. DBZ booking was good. Number 3 in the fan club. Yes, sir. Shout out to you. Appreciate y'all rocking with me on TikTok too. You dig. But yeah, you know. All right, cool. We got full art cards. So that's kind of my thoughts on the format now. I mean, not the format, but the announcement of full art cards now. I want to transition into Genesis format and the state of Genesis format. The last time we talked, this is Different Dimension Podcast, episode 3. And last time we talked, episode 1, Genesis had just came out. It's been about a month now. I've been doing a lot of Genesis testing. I just dropped my Dragon Ruler deck profile a little bit ago, or yesterday actually. I like Genesis format, but the meta, I don't know what the meta is, but the meta definitely has Vanquished Soul in it somewhere. Drew on TikTok said Genesis is so base. It is. I was skeptical and I wasn't even gonna look at Genesis format. I stopped playing the game after reading Masterpiece, but I did try again with Salamangreat. I've been tapped in with what's going on. And I've done more deck building than I've done in the last 10 years in the last month. So I think the state of Genesis right now, Vanquished Soul is in there somewhere. I did see a comment that Odeon was one of the other decks, and I can't find it. It's on TikTok somewhere. So, but Vanquished Soul is one of the top decks. And I told y'all that the games that I saw, they were all Vanquished Soul. I saw some Fire King, but I had a feeling Fire King would phase out. I told y'all Vanquished Soul is one of them ones. And it is. Genesis format Vanquished Soul cannot be denied in the way Genesis is right now. Can't be denied. That's what I'm saying. I've seen Odeon for sure, and I've seen Vanquished Soul for sure. And that's just how it looks right now. So we did talk about there being a meta. The meta is being established now after about a month. But the meta is being established. And now that the meta is being established, what does that mean for the, I guess you would call it the second ban list, where they changed the point system? Now that the meta is being defined, do you go for the engines of these decks? Do you put a point system on cards within the engine? No. What do you do? Because if you go for the engine, the people will use other things, either use other things to make the deck better, or completely change it and go to something else. And then they go to something else, and then that deck becomes the meta. So I'm curious to see what Konami is gonna do now that there's a meta. You know, the options are go for the engine parts of the deck, but you can also just leave certain things the way they are. Go for certain engines, not the entire meta. You can just let the point systems rock out and see if these things are real. Because we also have to keep this in mind. The whole thing, Genesis format, is a completely new thing. It's completely new. It's only been around for a month, and the meta is already being defined to a top 3 to 5. Whereas if there's 5 decks of diversity, that's more than a triangle format. Cool. 5 decks of diversity, that's cool. Even if the number of top decks is going to be 7, 10 even, cool. That part hasn't been defined yet because this format is new and there's only been one event. So there's many directions in which Genesis format can go now that things are being established. And it's good that things are being established, because that's when changes are made. That's when we get more data on what they're going, well, I see it as data, but that's how we get more data on how it's gonna go from where it's at now. So Vanquish Soul is up there. Odeon is up there. I'm playing Dragon Ruler personally. I tested against Vanquish Soul, but I literally can't even call it testing because I drew so garbage. My hand was double 7 stars and my hand was trash. So I don't even want to call that testing. But I like where Dragon Ruler is. I haven't tested against Odeon yet. So Punk I've seen, Exo Sister, yeah. I think Drytron is really underrated, as well as Regenesis and Voiceless Voice. Okay, so actually, one of my homies that I've known, we grew up together playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Pretty much. He's playing Regenesis right now. So I watch his games whenever I get a chance to kind of learn what Regenesis does. Because I don't know what it does. And since this format is new, hey, appreciate y'all hitting the like button, yo. Appreciate y'all hitting the like button over here on TikTok. This is the 3rd episode of the Different Dimension podcast. But I'm still trying to figure out what Regenesis does because I've been out the game so long. I've been out the game, like I said, since Masterpiece. So it's been close to 13 years, but I've been tapped in for 25. So, you know, I think the direction in which they're trying to go with Genesis format is great. Let's see what happens next. Things are now starting to be established. Let's see what happens next. You know what I mean? Kuro, what up? Naruku, number 4 on the fan page. Yes, sir. Shout out Naruku. You dig? So that's what I think about Genesis format. That's what Genesis format is right now. Now speaking of Genesis format has already taken off enough to where I've asked the community the question of, do I need to be hosting Different Dimension Tournament Series tournaments for Genesis format? And the answer has been yes already. So people really like Genesis format. So I can say for the Different Dimension Tournament Series for 2026, I will be hosting Genesis format. At least one Genesis format tournament so I can see, you know, how y'all respond to it, how the player base responds to it. Because I have to do one to kind of set the standard or set the foundation for this is what the cash is going to look like. This is what the tournament is going to have. I got to do one for each format. So GOAT for sure is going to be the first one. Genesis. I thought about doing Modern, man, but I don't know, man. Modern, I don't really know. I don't really know about doing Modern, you dig? But those are the ones I want to do. So shout out Genesis format. I will be doing Genesis format. I'm going heavy into GOAT. I can tell y'all that right now. I'm going heavy into GOAT. And y'all been asking for Edison format, man. But the reason I'm skeptical about doing Edison format is because there's already so many places that do Edison format. There's so many. So I just don't want to be another place that does Edison format. You know what I mean? if I do Edison, I'll be reluctant to do it, but I'll do it for the players. The players want Edison, the players want cash Edison. All right, I'll get y'all the Edison format tournament. But I'm saying right now, I'll be reluctant to do it. So first update, I will be doing Genesis format for the Different Dimension Tournament Series in 2026. Still pushing it super heavy on TikTok, on YouTube as well. As far as content goes for these tournaments, you'll get the top 8 deck profiles. You'll get streams on TikTok and YouTube for the feature matches for each round, player interviews. Because I'm definitely 1000% doing player interviews during the stream. So the stream will transition from the game, and then in between the game, I'll be doing a player interview with one of the players. So there'll be a lot of content that comes from it. You'll be able to follow players' journeys through these tournaments, because I'm going to be talking to the guy that's playing the obscure deck. I'm going to be talking to the guy that's playing the meta deck. And then when they come back for the next tournament, okay, how'd you do? Okay, what's their plan for this one? Okay, we remember him from the last feature match. Is he playing something obscure again? Let's put that on stream. So there'll be a mix of the obscure deck and the competitive deck, because it's a tournament. It's a tournament. You want to see what the top tier is. And there will be a meta for Different Dimension Tournament Series. Maybe the meta for the DDT is different than the meta for another brand that's doing their thing. We don't know. So, there will be a lot going on with that as far as content from the tournaments. And that'll be on YouTube and TikTok. And then I'll have merch there as well. Go to GoFormat. I do a lot of hoodies. And t-shirts and stuff. So I'll have that. And then I'll also have mats getting made. I only do rubber mats. I hate cloth mats. I only do rubber mats. I can tell y'all that right now. I only do rubber mats. But I'll do cloth mats for the people though. Nah, but I really only like rubber mats. So yeah. So a lot of merch that's gonna come from it. And stuff like that. The second thing is the third thing is I'm getting an app made. I'm getting an app made for the Different Dimension Tournament Series where you'll be able to register, get a QR code, get all your round notifications of where you're going to be sitting at, time updates of when it's 5 minutes, 1 minute. You'll get all of that to your phone through the app. So the beginning phases of that are starting now. I'll be able to organize the tournaments through there. There'll be a community in it. All of that stuff. So the beginning phases of that are starting now. I'm really excited for it. Because I'm working with a developer. So he's got a lot of stuff going on right now. So that's why I'm saying the beginning format or the beginning phases of it. Because like I said, he's got stuff going on. So but once it's time to lock in, things are gonna start moving. He's gonna be doing demos for me as well. So I'll be able to show y'all the demos of the app. So I'm excited for that. I think that's gonna be a super dope aspect that the Different Dimension Tournament Series is bringing that nobody else is bringing. now I'm trying to do it big, and I'm gonna do it different. Levels, man. That's what the Different Dimension Tournament Series is gonna show. Levels, straight up. Straight up. So that's the Different Dimension podcast, man. I appreciate you guys coming through. Different Dimension podcast episode 3. TikTok, I don't know where the streams don't exist anymore after I do them on TikTok. So you might see it, you might not. They're always gonna be on YouTube. So the YouTube is at Token Black YGO as well, if you want to go back and watch the full thing. But I'm gonna upload the full thing, and then I'm gonna upload the clips as well. So y'all will see that. But the clips will be coming soon. And then we'll talk the next time there's something to talk about. YouTube or Yu-Gi-Oh has been giving more things to talk about, so that's good. We'll check on the state of Genesis format and then kind of go from there. But yeah. But yeah. I did want to watch Nim Nim's video. Hold on one second, I'm getting a phone call.